with being an actor, I just, through the business side of things, now I'm searching for new representation, a new team, correct? So I'm doing new headshots tomorrow. And actually what ZenCleanz taught me through the actual digestive enzymes and really just staying skillfully willing through the actual motions of each day, right? Because I feel like a lot of individuals, sometimes they feel like cleanses are supposed to give you a certain result, and they forget that every person's body is different. I was a personal trainer for many years. The last 5 years I was at Crunch Fitness here in West Hollywood. And I just remember nutritionally that was something that I really focused on with all my clients, just really focusing on what it is that we're putting into our bodies. Now, being vegan for 6 years, like I told you previously, now I feel in the best shape of my life. I feel more in tune with my body than I've ever felt before. And on top of that, I feel as if I'm barely getting started. And what I mean by that is once you become exposed to something like ZenCleanz and you start to see the identifying factors of what it is that you're dealing with every single day, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, psychological, etc., that's on you. And you're going to have to pick yourself up out of that hole, right? Because you put yourself there, whether it be willingly or whether it be traumatically. So a lot of us, whether we want to do this work or not, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be willing to, again, put yourself through something so hyper-focused on cleansing your system from a lot of things, not just weight. Yeah, I feel like specifically after I felt like my body completely empty of food, like, the last little bit of food that I had in my system, once I was done with that food in my stomach, I noticed that just the powder themselves by itself and like being able to do the water consistently, like I drink water all day already, because I work out, 14 times a week, right? So it's like for me, I have to drink a lot of water through boxing, through doing a lot of different things. And that's another reason why the ZenCleanz was so effective for me, because I noticed that I lost a lot of inflammation. And particularly with my boxing, I feel like my rotation and everything, even just from my back to just my flexibility has improved. Now, I know that just from being an athlete, right? Like from being an athlete, I know how my body feels. So maybe somebody that doesn't necessarily work out so much or doesn't necessarily focus on that, maybe that's not what they'll take in, right? Maybe they might not notice that in their body. But another thing I did notice, which is not physical, is again the mental focus that I had to be able to just stick with the enzymes, because I didn't eat any food other than the enzymes for those whole 7 days, and I'm so happy and proud of that, because Ava was asking me, she says, have you eaten? And I would say no. And I just didn't feel like I wanted to eat. I felt so focused on the task at hand, which was to cleanse my body. And that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like, what you have to go into this willingly. Feel like, because I used to be a person, I used to think I used to need to eat food to get energy. And I realized that that's not the case anymore right now. So currently what I was leading up in that story is that right now I actually have new headshots tomorrow and I'm completely on a juice cleanse. But I did it starting yesterday just because I wanted to feel and lose inflammation for the sake of the shoe. Because what ZenCleanz taught me is that through like eating the digestive enzyme foods, even afterwards, right? I was eating those from the menu, and I just felt so much better, and I still have those digestive rich enzyme like foods. So I'm so happy. I always refer back to that menu because and the food's good, like you make it and it tastes really good. So I'm a cook, I like to cook my meals. Like that's just the way I like to do it. And so having some, what I really love is that it has the serving sizes of all the ingredients. So you could just follow along, so that was really cool. But yeah, overall, I feel in the best shape I've ever felt, and I know that it has to do with the, Rainbow Cleanse by ZenCleanz. Versus like instead of a juice fast, you're doing this cleanse, right? And you're getting all the digestive enzymes that you need, like you said, and it just feels great. Like, so I feel that the difference is that you're just trying to survive with the juice fast versus with the digestive enzyme cleanse. You're actually receiving the nutrients that you need so you feel good. And you know that you're actually cleansing your body of something more than just stomach and digestive wise. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not just in the stomach, it's the liver, the kidney, all that good stuff.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I actually also, just because of the fact of being always in the gym and stuff, like I slowed down my intensity at the gym because I was aware that though I was receiving all the nutrients that I needed, I still needed to be able to take in the cleanse in the best, most relaxed way, right? Just accepting and just being in tune with what was going on with my body. I didn't really want to be too sore. I wanted to just be right, So the workouts themselves of feeling empty and like not having something, it was so different because I've never experienced anything like that before. Typically, like, I'll eat an hour and a half before the gym and then I go work out. And so I'm kind of using that, obviously, either fructose or whatever I had in that meal to provide for that workout. But with feeling empty, but again, feeling full, I was going to say, that's so funny. You stole my word. I was going to say I felt full. And it was weird because I was having the powders and I was like, man, this is so weird. Like, I feel great. Like, I don't feel like I'm weak or like, so I was working out in the gym and I can feel my strength still there. I just didn't push it, right? So I just took it in and just did a nice easy workout. And I just remember thinking after the second day, like, I don't feel weak. I could go at the level of intensity that I normally do, but I'm not going to push it, right? I was just being safe. So overall, like I said, it was because I felt empty that I was like, man, I'm kind of receiving a different type of energy here. I don't know where I'm getting it from, but clearly it has to do with the digestive enzymes and the nutrients.
It's so different.
I had the gallstones come out. I did have gallstones come out. That was my aha moment. Just point blank period. I mean, for me to see that, I think it was like 10 or 15, something like that. Like in between 10 and 15. I can't remember the specific number, but I remember it was definitely over 10 and it was under 15. But they were a good size. They were a good, decent size. They weren't huge or anything like that. But I know that being vegan for 6 years, like I eat pretty well, and I eat my greens every day, eat a lot of vegetables. I cook all my meals. I have plant-based protein, obviously, because I'm completely vegan. I don't eat Oreo cookies as a vegan, right? Like, and it's nothing against anybody, but just I personally am not that guy. I like to eat a little bit more raw and a little bit more whole foods, beans, rice, frijoles, like Mexican food. I'm Mexican, so like for me, coming from Mexico, like it's very important my father's from a ranch in Mexico. So growing up off the land, something like this, where you're getting fruits and vegetables in, that's really all you need. So like with seeing that cleanse work through those gallstones and work them out of my system, it was so pleasing for me because I just felt so good to know that that's what I had gotten out of my system just on one time around. I knew I was going to want to do more of the cleanses, which I'm pretty much going to do probably towards Christmas time. I want to do one then, just because it'll kind of be my 6-month period. And so I want to, every 6 months, I want to be doing at least a cleanse, so so that aha moment led to me just wanting more of it. Right. So overall, I feel like that what you just said is actually what I tell people. I tell people, when you see me, the reason why you see me, I tell them, when you see me, the reason why you see me so confident or so happy or so joyous is because, like, I am full of love for myself. And I feel like for you to love yourself, you have to treat yourself the very best. Coming from a different side of things, this isn't a reality. So it's not even a dark reality, but it was my reality. I come from, doing certain types of errors in my life with substance abuse and different things like that. And I found that this cleanse helped me even through some of those abusive situations that I thought I was still bound to. Right. And I feel like for men specifically, men sometimes, when my area here towards the Long Beach area, like men don't always focus on nutrition. So I feel like it's very important to talk about what the facts are. And that's that we need to feel our very best, to give our very best, whether you're a dad and you have a family, or whether you're, a boyfriend trying to, get married and, further his life with his partner. Now it's about you focusing on longevity, right? So that's how we do it, right? We focus on self, we focus on our own well-being, and then we can give that to other people because we know this is my very best version and I want you to be the very best version of you. So let's do this together. Yeah. I'm a type of person that I want to make sure that I can be happy with myself at any point. Being happy with yourself and knowing that you're doing the very best you can for yourself, there's no better feeling, because you know that you can go to sleep at night happy with knowing that you gave yourself your very best. And that's more important than anything in the world, because when you one day grow up and you look back and you think would have, could have, you're going to hate yourself for those decisions. Right. So it's important to take advantage of every single situation, including nutrition, including your own health, including eating right, so that you can feel your best to run with your son at the park or to take your dog out on a couple runs. It's important to be at your very best version. So yes, that's my focus for myself. Always getting better every single day. That's one of my slogans. I use it with some of my clients back in the day for training. But yeah, getting better every day. That's what we focus on. So, and ZenCleanz honestly added to that. So I feel great.